Within an hour of MPs approving operations, the RAF had dispatched jets from their base in Cyprus.
67 Labour MPs defied their party leader Jeremy Corbyn and voted with the government.
Corbyn lost his battle with Cameron to not bomb Syria after a heated debate with Labour MPs. How angry were they? Ridiculously so. Look at this. Apparently, some of his MPs were so angry they had to be scraped off the ceiling. Jesus! I'm livid! Cover me in superglue and fetch my trampoline! Our politicians shouldn't be angry. They should be calm. The world is so tense at the moment. I mean, did you see what Turkey did?
A Russian fighter jet has been shot down by Turkish forces along its border with Syria.
What are you doing, Turkey? Don't start on Russia! That's like Warwick Davies flicking an orc in the bollocks. Just calm down. Do you know what I mean, though? Do you know what I mean? Did you see how long they waited before they shot the plane down? The Russian jet was in Turkish airspace for just 17 seconds. 17 seconds? I've done farts longer than that. What were they thinking? Mr. President, there's been a Russian plane in our airspace for 12 seconds. Shall we blow it out of the sky and potentially start World War III? Whoa, no! Everybody calm down! Give it 5 more seconds. We don't want to come across as crazy. All the people to wind up, why would you pick on Vladimir Putin? He's not exactly balanced. Or, as this guy puts it,
Putin's a nutter.
Damn right. What other leader goes to the UN and gives himself a strangle wank? And Russian military experts aren't exactly sane.
They should level the score and maybe teach Turkey a lesson and shoot down a Turkish plane in response.
That's how wars start, though, isn't it?
That could lead to an escalation.
Do you think? The world is so messed up at the moment. Everywhere you turn, there's horror. I mean, did you see what happened in America this week?
President Obama has made another call for tighter gun control following the shooting at an abortion clinic in Colorado, which left 3 people dead. Police say the gunman was a 57-year-old man who gave himself up after a shootout with police.
He's a 57-year-old fuckwit. He shot 3 people at an abortion clinic because he was pro-life. How can he be pro-life and shoot someone? Stop killing people! Or I'll kill you! The lunacy gets worse. Some people actually went on Twitter and praised him. No sympathy for any pregnant female who was injured in the Planned Parenthood shooting and was there to get an abortion. She deserved it. No, she didn't, you stupid gimp! Women don't have abortions for a laugh. They do it because they're scared, they're young, they may have been raped, and maybe they don't want to bring a baby into a world where morons shoot pregnant women. I'm pro-life. If you're so pro-life, why don't you fuck off and get one? Abortion is a personal choice, and sometimes refusing one can have grave consequences. Patty Millett became pregnant at age 17 and was pushed towards abortion but refused. That baby later became known as Justin Bieber. See what I mean? Baby, no. Tell you what else I feel sorry for, Obama. Every time there's a shooting, you see him on the news like a broken man.
As a country, we have been through this too many times.
There's nothing normal about our children being gunned down in their classrooms. Part of what makes this so painful is that we've been here before.
We talked about this after Columbine and Blacksburg, after Tucson, after Newtown, after Aurora, after Charleston.
Look at him. Look at him. He's on the verge of tears. But what can he do? America has such a gun-obsessed culture. I mean, where else would you see a product like this?
Anna Henry is giving the meaning of girl power a whole new round of ammo.
With the breakaway tab, you can quickly grab it and pop it right out.
Armed and ready at any moment's notice, the Topeka native shows off her very own concealed carry corset.
She's invented knickers that hold guns. Who needs a tooled-up fanny? Nobody! But then what hope did she have when her granddad taught her bullshit like this?
The company, based in Kansas City, Missouri, is named for her grandfather, Dean Adams, a Topeka man who taught Henry a gun is no different than a lawnmower.
Guns are no different from law. Yes, they are! Nobody's ever been the victim of a drive-by strimming. Don't see nutters going to the schools with Flymos. Just come here. Come here. I can't reach you with the cable. Come here. So what else? Well, Black Friday happened. Last year, we saw this.
The rush to find a Black Friday bargain descended into chaos and, in some places, violence today.
The loser, a little bit of British decorum.
Go for it! Thousands of people punching each other for tellies. This year, not quite so chaotic.
They opened early for business in Norwich, but they needn't have bothered. There wasn't a shopper in sight.
You're the only one here, aren't you?
Yeah. Nobody turned up. It was wonderful. Look at the plans they put in place at Debenhams.
Debenhams, we're standing outside. They laid on 1,000 staff from 4:30 in the morning. Each of them had a little survival bag ready for the onslaught.
Survival bag? Get ready. Any second. I don't think they're coming. I bought a shield. I just didn't give a shit. Americans? Were they excited about Black Friday? What do you think?
Yeah, baby! Yeah! Yeah! Number one, yeah! Yeah! Okay, we're going table. Yeah!
That is Jarvis Johnson. He was so giddy about Black Friday, he camped outside that shop for a week. He became an internet sensation. 30 million people watched him online. He may like a bargain, but his math skills are appalling.
They said we hit over 30 million views in less than a week. 30 million views in less than a week. And if you really did the math on that, 30 million in a week, oh my gosh, 8, 16, 24, 32, that's almost 9 million views a day, almost. 8, 16, 24, let me do the math on that. 7, 14, 21, 28, so let's do, okay, retract the math. What is it, 3 times 7?
I love it so much. But that's nothing. My favourite bit was when he was interviewed in his tent and then this happened.
You are also a freestyle rapper. Give me a little rap about Black Friday.
Yo, check it out. I hope you like the price, because they very, very nice. I'm doing what I do. I'm trying to get a TV just for you. Ooh, $149 for a 49-inch. I hope you like the TV, because I like it too. Ooh, there we go.
Who raps about shopping? I like shopping, check the dollar that I spend. Makes me feel like dancing in my big-ass tent. People be hating like you a stupid fool. With jokes on them, I'm collecting vouchers for school. I got them vouchers. On Monday, I got 4 vouchers. Tuesday, I got 5. So what's that? 4 plus 5, what's that? 17, is that? No, maybe that's down. No, maybe it's 11 plus 12, is that? Like, maybe it's, like, if you carry, hang on, like, 4 plus 4 is 179, I don't know. retract the matter. Retract the matter. In political news, the unthinkable happened.
As U-turns go, it was a pretty big one. The Chancellor, George Osborne, has scrapped his controversial plans to cut tax credits for millions of low-paid workers.
So weird, isn't it? George Osborne's done something nice. The whole world's changed. What next, Joey Essex on QI? I bet you were like me. I was so excited by this. I thought maybe the Tory party have changed. Maybe they're going to start listening to us. And then I read about this wanker. That's Philip Davies. Remember him? A few weeks ago, he spoke for 93 minutes so that a bill to give carers free hospital parking couldn't be debated. Well, guess what? Philip Davies does it again. Tory Wimback talks for 52 minutes against law to teach pupils first aid. What an arsehole!
I don't want kids learning about first aid. I want them to learn relevant things that will help them today, like Latin and the recorder.
It's such bullshit. I put someone in the recovery position. I've never been at a party and gone, I know what this needs. Some girl in the corner, Dominus meus, Russell, Dominus meus. It gets even more ludicrous. Did you see the reason why he wanted this bill blocked? He'd been taught first aid at school, but had forgotten what he was taught. What kind of logic is that?
Don't learn things that I forgot.
Kids shouldn't be punished just because you're a shit for brains. What I want to know... does my head in this bloke. What I want to know, how is he allowed to get away with filibustering? Basically, what he does, he speaks for long enough so that important things can't be discussed in Parliament. That's what filibustering is. He just talks bollocks to stop democracy. Well, if he's allowed to make stuff up to pass the time, then so am I. Philip Davies can only shit if a cat watches him. What? I'm just filibustering. Philip Davies loves to sniff bike seats. What? I'm not saying you do, Phil. I'm just saying I'm filibustering. Philip Davies' only hobbies are killing ladybirds and farting in lifts. It's filibustering. 52 minutes of this I got. Philip Davies once cut...
The BBC would like to point out that Russell was true to his word and did talk bollocks for 52 minutes, but as this is a 28-minute show, we've had to fast forward.
And most importantly, Philip Davies can only get hard thinking about Jeremy Kyle. What I'm trying to say is that filibustering shouldn't be allowed. We elect MPs to discuss things that matter to us, and this archaic bullshit has to stop. He might think he's great for droning on and on, but the edited version is far more interesting.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm an idiotic arsehole.
My guest tonight is the leader of the Liberal Democrats.
Tim Farron has been elected to lead the Liberal Democrats, succeeding Nick Clegg, who resigned after the party's worst-ever election result.
Tim Farron will be unknown to most voters, but he's been a Liberal activist for decades.
This may be a small step for Liberals. It's a giant leap for Leyland.
He first stood for Parliament in 1992 against Theresa May, then worked at a university before winning in the Lake District.
I am proud to be British, and I am proud of Britain's values. So when Mr Cameron turns his back on the needy and turns his back on our neighbours, I want the world to know he does not speak for me, he does not speak for us, he does not speak for Britain.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tim Farron. We were just chatting earlier, and the last interview, was it the last one you did? Was it a primary school? And there was a brilliant, listen to the question he was asked by a kid. It's fantastic.
They're the best audiences anyway. So a 7-year-old lad said of a primary school, he says, have you met the Queen? So, yeah. Does she smell?
And the good thing...
You can't prepare for those.
No.
But fragrant is the answer, obviously.
I imagine she smells of just a bit of dupe.
Go on, Tim, give us a sniff. Tell me that's not just right.
You were there too?
Yeah, I'd sniff her, yeah. Just Prince Philip.
I smell of Lynx Africa.
Nice. First question I have to ask you, have you ever met Philip Davis?
I have met Philip Davis.
Can you do me a favour next time you see him? Just before he goes for a chat, can you put some laxatives in his drink so that he can't talk for 93 minutes?
He could talk for 93 minutes, he'd just be quite messy.
How do we stop it? I think it's a thing that really annoys me. It really pisses off the audience. But how do we stop filibustering? Because it seems so undemocratic.
I mean, what I don't understand is why you would bother doing that, particularly when it comes down to sort of free car parking for carers or, you know, first aid in schools. Surely you get involved in politics to try and make a difference and to change things, not to waste your Friday standing up to spoil somebody else's motion.
Exactly, man. I will applaud that. As the leader of the Lib Dems, I have to ask you, how is Nick Clegg? Because I have an image of him and Ed Miliband just meeting up and just weeping into their tea. Do you know,
I think he's fine. I actually bumped into him and Ed Miliband talking to each other the other week, and they both looked very relieved, basically.
Do you think?
Yeah,
just swapping mixtapes?
I think it must be, yeah, I think that's what they do. I mean, he's all right. I saw him early and he was fine.
Good. And do you think it was a mistake to go into coalition or not?
I think we made some mistakes in coalition, but I didn't join to cop out. You know, if you're involved in politics, even if you choose a difficult route, which frankly ours is, you should want to be in power.
But that's what I love about you, because... Well, I don't mean this with any offence. It's very unlikely that you're going to be Prime Minister, but you're trying. But you're trying so hard, and that's why I admire it. I was trying to think about what it's like, and it's a bit like my brother planning a date with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Be ready if it comes up.
Correct.
Yes.
And that's exactly what my brother's planning, but it's never going to happen, and yet he's thinking maybe, just maybe.
Yeah.
I could bang Scarlett Johansson.
You know, and he would need to be ready should the opportunity arise.
Yeah, and that's how I think of you now. Just readying yourself for Scarlett.
That's an enduring image that takes some shaking off. But I think the...
It's a better way of putting it.
Probably a better way of putting it.
Don't shake it off.
So I won't
shake it off before the date.
Yeah, there you go. Right, we'll move on.
Why do you think people are so disillusioned with politicians? It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Somebody once said that nothing so disillusions the voter than backing the winning candidate. In other words, your hopes, generally speaking, aren't fulfilled. Now, I try, as a constituency MP, to try and sort of prove that wrong by over-delivering.
Yeah.
But, you know, so, for example, you know, Justin Trudeau, the leader of the Liberal Party in Canada, just become Prime Minister of Canada, came from third place. They had a shocking election previous time. So, my hopes are very much on trying to emulate him in some way. He's got better hair and a tattoo. I can fix one of those things, but not the hair.
Do you want to get a tattoo tonight? I'll take you for a tat.
Yes, where, any advice?
I'll get a big one on the back.
Yeah? Saying what?
Don't fuck with me.
Oh, yeah, OK. And every time Philip Davis gets up, I just drop my top.
Yeah. That would be absolute... Oh, please. I think one of the reasons why people are disillusioned with politicians is that noise that a lot of them make in the House of Commons. That... because... Yeah. Like... It sounds like someone's doing something terrible to Brian Blessed, and yet... you never hear that noise in any other workplace. Why do they do it? Because we're all watching them go, stop making that noise.
I've never felt so common as the day I first entered the House of Commons.
Yeah.
There is a sense that the House of Commons feels like a public school.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people, it probably reminds them of their school. And they behave a little bit like they did when they were at that kind of school.
Yeah.
I didn't go to that kind of school.
Yeah. So you should just be, like, sort of egging them and stuff like that.
Yeah, we make different noises.
What noises did you make at school?
Probably gobbing noises, I don't know.
Yeah. There's no easy way of twisting this, but what do we do about Syria?
So there's no easy answer.
Because we're all terrified.
Yeah. I spent sometime over the last few months going to some of the refugee camps in the Greek islands and Calais, near here, and you meet people, families, including really small kids, who have basically fled ISIS and have fled Assad. And the one thing I'm certain we can't do is turn our back on them because it's too difficult.
Yeah.
It is a really important thing that we tackle. I am by instinct somebody who doesn't like the idea of war, but sometimes you have to intervene, and we've just got to look at the evidence in front of us. So Iran, Russia, and, you know, the Western powers are all talking to each other. So that's the first time in ages that's happened. It probably wouldn't have happened without the Paris outrage. So the answer is talking together, but you can't rule out the prospect at some point of having to use some military force to take on, frankly, the most evil people since the Nazis.
Yeah. Now, I've got some audience questions.
Great.
So this isn't on me, this is on our audience here.
Looking forward to it.
Yep, these are going to be quick fire. Have you ever had a sexual encounter with a pig?
No. No. The morning that news arrived on our TV screens was the morning I've never felt more happy to be a vegetarian.
Nice. What's the first thing you do if you became Prime Minister? That's a good question.
Pinch myself. Have a twirl around the chair a bit, probably, and then I'd tackle the housing crisis. You know?
Let's hope to God they record that. Spinny! Right, let's get serious.
Housing. 1.6 million people on a council house waiting list, and it's not fair. You need to build some more homes.
Yeah, good man. At Christmas, this is an absolutely wonderful question. This is from Joseph. At Christmas, have you ever put drawing pins on the benches in the House of Lords just to see 10 Lords a-leaping? Do you actually like Russell Howard, or are you just here for the publicity?
A bit of both, really.
Nice. Final question here. What do you want to do with politics?
Make a difference. We'll all be forgotten. If you try and set a legacy and you're trying to be remembered, it's completely vain.
Yeah.
It'll be in vain. You will never be remembered, but you can do some good. And providing affordable homes for people, trying to tackle climate change for our grandchildren, those sort of things, they're worth doing.
Absolutely. There you go. That was an absolute treat. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Tim Farrell! Some truly mad health stories in the news. First up, you are going to love this. Have a look at the way Norway are trying to educate young people about STDs.
A 19-year-old glitter-spraying penis mascot was sent out by sexual health charity RFSU to spread awareness of STI prevention. With the tagline, "The penis can surprise you," the campaign features a giant penis creeping up on people in parks and cafes and spraying them with a golden shower of confetti.
How does that promote safe sex? Shall we hand out condoms? No! Get Gunter to wear a dick costume and jizz glitter! It's madness. That advert doesn't make you think about STDs. All it makes you think, how cool would it be to jizz glitter? Parties would be amazing! Surprise! No! Greeting cards, love you, Nan. He loves me! He loves me! Think about it. Spunk in the hair. Ugh. Glitter in the hair. Boogie nights. Mind you, it would be quite hard to convince your mum you hadn't been masturbating. What the bloody hell's this? It's like a bomb's gone off in Hobbycraft, you dirty bastard! What's it mean, Robbie? What's it mean? Well, really, if someone stamped on Tinkerbell. Do you know what I love the most? I love how unbothered they are. Imagine that in England. Joining tonight is a lovely story that shows you're never too old. to follow your dreams.
On your mark.
At Lee Valley Athletics Centre on Sunday, a new world record. The fastest 200-metre runner on Earth in the over 95s category.
Eugster rises from his blocks in lane number 2. It was virtually a standing start. He's quickly upright and into his running. It's an economical style, not too much in terms of high knee lift. The arms aren't pumping.
Charles Eugster's time of 55.48 seconds shaved 2.4 seconds off the previous record.
I felt as if I was running like a young buck. But when I saw the video, it looked to me as if I was one of those 100-year-old tortoises trying to catch a female.
His success suggests Charles was born to be a sprinter. It just took him 95 years to realise.
I was always a very poor runner. I couldn't run. I'm not a runner at all. The point was that I decided that it was about time to start something new. You can rebuild your body at old age. You can start something new at old age. You can even win a medal and break a record, regardless of age.
Later this year, Charles hopes for another record at the World Masters Championships. At 95 years of age, the best could be yet to come.
Thanks very much for watching the news. Good night, my friends. Good night. Farewell, y'all.